Abarivigo. Liberation from rebirths in world. While the teacher was staying at Veluvana, he told this story. In a village called Itthakavati in Magadha and in Digharaji village dwelt many who, finding liberation from rebirths, held wrong opinions. And long ago a certain woman was reborn in one such family. Killing many beetles and grasshopper, she on dying was reborn a peti, enduring for 500 years, the pang of hunger and thirst. Now our Lord Buddha was then at Rajagaha, when she was once more born into the same family at Itthakavati. And one day when she was playing with other girls in the high road near the village gate, the venerable Thera Sariputta with 12 other monks passed by, and the girls hastened to salute him. But she stood there disrespectful. Then the elder, discerning her past and future, and moved with sympathy, commented on her attitude to the girls. They took her hands and dragged her to pay homage. Dying subsequently in childbirth, she was again born among the Petas. And she appeared by night to Sariputta, who seeing her said, "Naked and of hideous appearance are you, emaciated and with prominent veins, you thin one, with your ribs standing out. Now who are you who are here?" The peti. "I, venerable sir, am a peti, a wretched denizen of Yama's world. Since I had done a wicked deed, I went from here to the world of Petas." Sariputta. "Now what evil deed was done with your body, speech, or mind? I, because of what act have you gone hence to the world of Petas?" The peti. "Reverend sir, I did not have compassionate relatives, father and mother, or even other kinsmen who would urge me, saying, 'Give, with devotion in your heart, a donation to monks and Brahmans.' From that time for 500 years in this form I have been wandering, nude, consumed by hunger and thirst. This is the fruit of my wicked deeds. With a believing heart, I worship you, sir. O wise, powerful one, pity me. Go, give some gift in my name. Free me from my misery, O venerable one." The redactors continue the narrative. Consenting with the words, "Very well," the compassionate Sariputta gave to the monks a morsel of food, a handful of cloth, and a bowl of water, and ascribed to her the donation. Immediately thereupon, when this was transferred to her, the result came to pass. This was the fruit of the gift: food, clothing, and drink. Then pure, having clean garments, wearing the best Benares cloth, dressed in various clothes and ornaments, she approached Sariputta. Sariputta. "O Devi, you are of excellent appearance, you who are illuminating all the regions like the morning star. As a result of what is such an appearance? As a result of what is this your portion here, and why fall to your lot whatever pleasures are dear to the mind? This I ask of you, Devi. A very powerful one, you who have become human, what good deed have you done? From what have you such radiant majesty, and why does your splendor illuminate all the regions?" The peti. "Me, with all my bones exposed, emaciated, famished, naked, and with wrinkled skin, you, merciful seer, have seen here in my misery. When you gave to the monks a morsel of food, a handful of cloth and a bowl of water, you transferred to me the virtue of the gift. Behold the fruit of the morsel. Desiring pleasure, I enjoy for 100 years food with many flavors. Behold what sort of result there is from the handful of cloth. As many clothes as there were in the kingdom of Nandaraja. Venerable sir, I have more than that number of garments and coverings, silken and woolen, linen and cotton. Many and precious are they. Moreover they are hanging in the sky. And I wear whichever one, I assure you, strikes my fancy. Behold what sort of result there is from the bowl of water. 4 deep, well laid out lotus ponds. They have clear waters and beautiful banks. They are cool and have pleasing fragrance. They are covered with the pink lotus and the blue lotus and full of the filaments of the water lily. I for my part enjoy myself, play and rejoice, having no fear from any quarter. Reverend sir, I have come here to the world to worship the compassionate seer. Buddha also told the story of King Nandaraja. Thousands of years before in past, in Benares town, there lived a householder who saw one Pachika Buddha in a jungle. The Pachika Buddha was looking for rags for his robe. The householder asked him, "What are you doing?" and when told, he was moved and donated him his own robes. As a result of his donation, after death he was born in Tavantas heaven with many divine riches and with a mansion. After his period was over, he was again born as a human in a village near Benares town. Looking for work he went to Benares. The king of Benares had a daughter only and had no son. In the course of time, this man was married to the princess and became the King Nandaraja. He ruled justly and his kingdom was full of riches. He and his wife along with their 5 sons, gave ample donations to the needy, righteous, and enlightened ones looking for them in all directions. Once, searching, the queen found an arihant, an enlightened one, a Pachika Buddha in the Himalaya region. She invited him on behalf of the king to the palace, and he promised to come on a certain day. On the appointed day the Pachika Buddha traveled from sky and came down at the northern gate of the city. They fell to his feet, donated him well, became initiated and made him live in the palace. He and his disciples were well looked after. After the death of Pachika Buddha they cremated him and his remains were kept in a shrine made for him. The body is subject to decay and death. Realizing their elder son was so moved that he became a monk too. Following the path, the entire family enjoyed the bliss of meditation. After their death, both were born in the highest Brahmaloka. Later, after their time was over there, the king was born as the Buddha's foremost disciple, the elder monk Mahakassapa. His wife became the foremost nun, the Bhattacapilani. Thus the Buddha elaborated the tale, then roused and encouraged the congregation with a Dhamma discourse. Since Mahakassapa and Bhattacapilani attained arhatship/enlightenment under the direction of Buddha, there was no more rebirth for them, i.e. they achieved liberation from rebirths. The mother of elder monk Sariputta. While the teacher was dwelling at Veluvana, he told this story. One day the venerable Sariputta, Mahamajalana, Anuruddha, and Kapinya were staying in a certain spot in the forest not far from Rajagaha. Now at that time in Benares a certain Brahmin of great wealth and resources was a well unto helping monks and Brahmans, indigents, tramps, wayfarers and beggars, whom he gave away food, drink, clothes, lodging, and other benefits. He ordered his life and gave, according to opportunity and as was fitting, to those coming and going, everything necessary for the road. He said to his wife, "Madam, do not neglect this business of giving, but carefully look after it, as has been appointed." She assented, but when he was gone away, she cut short the rule of charity for the monks. Furthermore, to wayfarers who had come for shelter she pointed out an abandoned tumble-down shed behind the house, saying, "Stay there." When the wanderers came there for food and drink, and other things, she would utter a curse, enumerating to each one whatever was impure and loathsome, saying, "Eat dung. Drink urine. Drink blood. Eat the brain of your mother." Taken up at her death by the power of karma, she was reborn as a peti who endured misery in conformity with her misbehavior. Remembering their kinship in her former existence and desiring to approach Sariputta, she came to his abode. There the devas of his home refused her admittance. Wherefore she spoke as follows. "In the 5th previous life I was mother of the honorable elder Sariputta. Permit me to enter the door to see him." Upon hearing this, they granted her admittance. When she was inside, she stood at the far end of the cloister and saw him. As he noticed her, he was moved in his mind by compassion, and so he asked her, "Naked and of hideous appearance are you, emaciated and with prominent veins. You thin one, with your ribs standing out, who are you now, you who are here?" The peti. "I was your own mother formerly in other lives. I have been reborn in the Peta world, afflicted with hunger and thirst. The discarded, the cast out, saliva, nose mucus phlegm, the fat of burning bodhi, and the blood of delivered women. And the blood both of the wounded and of those whose noses and heads are cut off, in short whatever is connected with men and women, I half dead with hunger, eat. Pus and blood I eat of animals and of men. I am without refuge and without a home, lying upon the black bed. Give, dear son, a gift for me, and when you have given it, assign to me the credit. Thus indeed I may be freed from eating pus and blood. The following day Sariputta with the other three, seeking alms in Rajagaha, arrived at the residence of King Bimbisara. When the king asked, "Reverend sirs, why have you come here?" the venerable Mahamajalana told the king what had happened. Saying, "Reverend sirs, it is permitted," the king dismissed them, summoned his minister, and ordered him build in the grove of the city 4 cabins provided with shade and water. When the huts were finished, he gave them with all life necessities to the elder Sariputta. Then the latter presented it to the universal congregation of monks at whose head was the Buddha and assigned the credit to the peti. She deriving its benefits was reborn in the Deva world. Rich in all she wanted, she one day approached the venerable Mahamagalana, and told him in detail both her Peta and Deva rebirth. Thus it is said. After he had heard his mother's speech, the compassionate Upatissa summoned Moggallana, Anuruddha, and Kapinya. Having made 4 huts, he gave them to the Sangha of the 4 regions. He designated the huts, the food, and the drink as a gift of his mother. Immediately afterwards, when the credit for this was transferred to her, the result was produced of the gift. This was the fruit, food, drink, and clothes. Thereupon, pure, having clean garments, dressed in the best Benares cloth and ornaments, arrayed in various kinds of clothes and ornaments, she approached Khuddhaka. Mahamagalana asked, "Devi, you are of excellent appearance, you who are illuminating all the regions like the morning star. As a result of what do you have such an appearance? On account of what is happiness your portion here, and why fall to your lot whatever pleasures are dear to the heart? This I ask of you, Devi, very powerful one. You who have become human, what good deed have you done? From where have you got such radiant majesty, and why does your splendor illuminate all the regions?" The peti. Through the gift of Sariputta I am happy, having no fear from any quarter. Reverend sir, it is you, the merciful seer here in the world, that I have come here to worship. Elder Mahamagalana told the incident to Buddha, who then gave a Dhamma discourse and gladdened the congregation. Story of Magadha. While the teacher was staying at Jetavana, he told this story. At Savatha there was a certain house dweller, having faith, and pious. His wife, however, named Magadha, was unbelieving without faith, of an angry disposition and barren. Then this man, out of fear lest his lineage be cut off, married a young woman by the name of Tissa. She was believing, pious and pleasant to her husband. She bore a son, who was named Buddha. As the mistress of the house, she respectfully served 4 monks. Unable to endure her rival, Magadha, when she had swept the house, poured the rubbish upon the head of Tissa. At a subsequent time Magadha died, and being reborn as a peti, she endured 5-fold misery through the power of her own karma. Then one day that peti with memory of the past appeared unto Tissa, who was doing her worship behind the house. When Tissa saw her, she asked her, "Naked and of hideous appearance are you, emaciated and with prominent veins. You thin one, with your ribs standing out, now who are you, you who are here?" Magadha. I am Magadha, you are Tissa. Formerly I was your fellow wife. In consequence of having done an evil deed, I went from here to the world of the Petas. Tissa. Now what evil deed was done with your body, speech, or mind? As a result of what act have you gone from here to the world of the Petas? Magadha. Both wrathful and unkind was I. Envious, miserly, and deceitful. Since I used abusive language to you, I have gone from here to the world of Petas. Tissa. I too, know it all, how violent you were. But there is something else now which I shall ask you. Why are you covered with dirt? Mata. You had washed your head and were dressed in clean clothes. And I, thought, was still more so. I was more adorned than you. While I was thus inclined and was looking on, you were talking with our husband. On account of that, great jealousy and wrath arose in me. Then I took some dust. And on you, I strewed it. In consequence of that deed, I am covered with dust. Tissa. I verily know it all. You sprinkled me with dust. But there is something else now which I shall ask you. Why are you eaten up with the itch? Mata. Both of us for gathering medicinal herbs, went into the forest. You took the medicines, and I the fruits of the kopi kachu. Then without your knowledge, I scattered them over your bed. In consequence of this deed I am devoured with the itch. Tissa. Verily I know it all. You strewed my bed. But there is something else now which I shall ask you. Why are you nude? Mata. There was an assembly of friends. A gathering of kinsmen took place. And you were invited with our husband, while I was not. Then without your knowledge, I took away your garment. In consequence of this deed, I am naked. Tissa. Verily, I know it all. You took away my clothes. But now something else I shall ask you. Why do you have an odor of excreta? Mata. Your perfume and garland and new ointment I threw into the pond. This evil deed was committed by me. In consequence of this conduct, I give out a smell of excreta. Tissa. Verily I know it all. That evil was done by you. But now something else I shall ask you. Why are you in distress? Mata. Whatever property was in our house belonged to both of us equally. Though deeds of charity are a duty, I did not provide for myself a refuge. As a result of that sin, I am in misery. These very words you told me. You are practicing wicked deeds. For not with evil works will you easily obtain bliss. Tissa. With a hostile attitude you approached me. And you also envied me. Behold of what nature is the punishment of evil deeds. You had made servants in the house. Verily also those various ornaments of yours. These are now enjoyed by others. Pleasures are not eternal. Now the father of Buddha will come home from market. Perhaps he will give you something. Go not hence till then. Mata. Naked and of ugly appearance am I, lean and with my veins standing out on the surface. Here is my loincloth. Let not the father of Buddha see me. Tissa. Come, what shall I give you, or what shall I do for you that you may be happy and blessed with all you desire? Mata. Here are 4 monks from the Sangha and 4 other men. Feed these 8 and transfer to me the credit of the donation. Then I shall be happy, blessed in the fulfillment of all I desire. Tissa assented, saying, Very well, and fed the 8 monks. She clothed them with garments and ascribed to her the virtue of the donation. Immediately then, when the credit for this was transferred to her, the result came to pass. This was the fruit of the gift. Food, clothes, and drink. Then pure, having clean clothes, wearing the best Benares cloth, dressed in various kinds of garments and ornaments, she approached her co-wife. Tissa. O Devi, you are of excellent appearance, you who are illuminating all the regions like the morning star. As a result of what do you have such a form? On account of what is happiness your portion here, and why fall to your lot whatever pleasures are dear to the heart? This I ask of you, Devi, you very powerful one, who have become human. What good have you done? From when have you such radiant majesty, and why does your splendor illuminate all the regions? Mata. I am Mata, you are Tissa. Formerly I was your fellow wife. In consequence of having done an evil deed, I went from here to the world of the Petas. Through the gift presented by you I rejoice, having nothing to fear from any quarter. May you live long, sister, with all your kinsfolk. May you attain the abode free from sorrow and passion, the dwelling of those who have their own will. Here living a righteous Dhamma life and giving gifts, beautiful one, remove the stain of selfishness together with its roots and enter heaven blameless. Tissa told this story to her husband and he told it to monks and the monks told it to Buddha. Buddha made it a subject of discourse, after hearing which many laypersons became moved with generosity and gave up miserliness and became good donors and started earning merit of it. Story of Nanda. While the teacher was staying at Jetavana, he told this story of petty Nanda. In a certain village not far from Savatha there was a lay disciple called Nandasana, having faith.